Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. 'Cause I
Yeah.
always feel like sometimes when you do these type of impromptu calls, that's when the best knowledge is always shared.
No, no. See, I've explained this what I'm saying before. So sorry guys that we're on dark. It's like my setup is very mechanical. It's the same thing I do again and again. So I just try to look for what Kish said in the call. It's like I look for an expansion and I have two criteria for my expansions. I need an expansion that either the second candle is an OB, and if the second candle is not an OB, then I want a second expansion whereby the if it's not an OB, then I want if the second candle after the expansion ends is not an OB, then I want another expansion closing through my expansion that has an OB in it. I'll show us later. So for instance, in this place, so that will have been last Friday before this week. This expansion red did not have the second candle, 1, 2, was not an OB. So automatically, I'm extending it out. This becomes my hobby. There. If we
Do
see
you know about EO?
EOS, yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do not use
because
EOS.
what you're basically showing right here is the relationship between a sponsor leg and an EO. Because if you're saying an expansion and you're not closing outside of the expansion, which is the sponsor leg leaving the range of your expansion,
Mm-hmm.
that is sponsor leg and EO. That is literally what you're just showing right now. Because with what you just showed in that yellow box,
Mm-hmm.
the candle that closed below the last expansion candle, that's your sponsor leg.
Mm. Okay, that's interesting.
And
I
then your
actually,
EO is right next to it. And then if you look at the swing points, dealing ranges are formed within EO, and then you can start paying attention. Because what you're literally saying right now is something I remember I said on this week, I haven't really been trained, just observing. That is the sort of logic I've been trying to observe, trying to break it down even further. Because it is the same thing I'm trying to look for. Like, I don't like
mm-hmm.
having an expansion and not closing outside of
I'm
the
not closing.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
that.
You see this, right? Oh, I understand you. James is on mute. Okay. You see this? See, it's interesting, right? We added here eventually. This, I believe, is an inefficiency, but it's still a working theory until maybe Kish clears it up. So it's not maybe something for the public, not to mislead us. But for me, my rules are just simple. So if I was doing it this week and I start from this week, expansion, OB, I have the rule is if the second candle is an OB, then I want direction. Direction should be the last close above the last candle in the expansion. I do everything on a singular time frame. I like 1 hour a lot because of my schedule, and it's okay. If I want more trades, I just look for more setups. I just add more pairs. And I used to trade a lot of pairs, 10 pairs. Now it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And even with this four, I still miss a lot of trades. And believe me, it's plenty. So this, we close above this. That means what next time we return here, I'm going to buy because I like to buy the open of the OBs. And in this instance, since we didn't have any continuation block close by, I'm just going to use the low of the OB. My target before all this happened, where would I have targeted? It will have been either somewhere there, because I'll be maybe somewhere there or there. But now that we have this, maybe there, because it's a continuation block. So that will be my first trade. There'll be a sell inside there, but not to confuse anyone. And then same idea, this one for the longs expansion. We went through it, but the second candle wasn't an OB. This. So we see this. We came back to it open there. Buy. Target. Um, this there. So this expansion closed above this expansion, and this was the first candle to come back into it. So this is the continuation block. If we are going up, we should close above it first. Expansion,
Um,
expansion. This is the candle that returns into it. This is the continuation block. Give it a little room. Use it for my stop loss. That's all.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So with this process you follow,
Hmm.
how do you pick the expansion you're going to pay attention to? So let's say the charts are moving right now and you just came in, like
Hmm.
right now, you're going to the charts right now.
Yeah.
Where do you start looking from?
Well, the thing is, since I day trade every time,
Yeah,
sometimes, so it depends, because it's a very good question. There are things that like because I started on Monday. Sometimes I just start at the start of the week,
yeah,
or sometimes because I've been trading for weeks, I know what is happening. So if I just go to my data just one bit. So this was this week. So this was Friday
yeah,
last week. I had the ones in yellow, trades that were running. Even I didn't take them because of Trump and all this stuff. I don't put trades over the weekend again because I don't want to wake up and my account is blown. So,
yeah,
but I know what is happening. So, for instance, on the euro, there was a sell that was going on that should be because it confirmed very big stop, very big stop. But I remember that when I came to the charts on Monday, for instance, and even though the sell had not lost, or it was somewhere there, price was coming down
yeah,
and longs was confirmed here. But this was the thing also. If I come back, do I have it? Did I? Why I didn't annotate it on the chat. I didn't annotate it on the chat. But I'd seen also on that week that because as much as this is nice, if I see this is very big. It's like I'm not so bearish. I wasn't so bearish on the euro. Of course, it was beautiful sell on anyone who caught it. But also in hindsight, when I was there, also I would also look at how my trades like the invalidation, and I also highlight every expansion that I could use there. So to answer your question, when I came on Monday, even though the sell was going on in quote because I wasn't in it, I realized that because I wake up at a specific time, and so I do not trade before midnight New York, midnight open of New York. So that will be 11 p.m. of Chicago. So when I came, I saw that the longs were about to start going. Additionally, these blue lines were levels that I felt like price might hold on to, so I just started trusting it. I do not like to edge, so if I'm in a sell and a buy presents itself, I just close my buy. I just close the sell and I take the buy, even if it lose. So that's how it is. Sometimes I just start at the beginning of the week, like I did with this, like I was about that like we're doing with the DAX. I was just like, all right, I'm not going to trade before this time. So if I'm not going to trade
yeah.
before this time, then I'm just going to look at the I'm just going to look at the I'm just looking look at the expansion that is there, really.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
also because I'm on the 1 hour, I think that's also the advantage that I have. Because if you go like down to the 4 minutes or something, then it becomes difficult. Then maybe you have to use a specific range, maybe you have to use other stuff. But I'm on the 1 hour, there is a lot of moving parts. Sorry, there's not so many things moving at the same time. So it's almost feels like I can see expansions that make sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 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 no, it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes
But then
sense.
I repeat the same thing on the 1 hour on Euro, you can give me any chart, I would do the same thing. But
Yeah,
it's not to say that it works everywhere. I don't have a strategy that works that is perfect, far from it. And I take lots of losses. But and that's why I really encourage a lot data gathering because it really, really helps because it helps one knows what is profitable and what isn't profitable. For
yeah.
instance, even though I like this, I think I showed that last week. If you look for NAS, for instance, this was before I stopped trading NAS. I wasn't getting lots of setup, and yet for over the period that I was trading it, NAS was just 1 hour. That was a lot of trades for me. And my friend would say, be like, price is fractal. Your mentality is not fractal. Your mindset is not fractal. It's hard to keep taking losses, 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 and just keep to it. I was trading USD card up. That was 5
Mm.
pairs. But then I looked back in the last maybe 1 month. The losses on it was just too much. If I come here, and I clear home, and I had this. So this was losses. I was like, come on, I cannot do this. So this is 1 week, the week before. It was like in the last 20 trades, more than half of it were losses. And I just removed it from
Yeah.
up. Not does I believe it's profitable, right? Oh, maybe not. It's profitable. It wasn't profitable for like maybe 3 or 4 months. And sometimes you just remove it because it just helps you. So, but I trade primarily on the hourly chart strictly. But I do Nasdaq on I play with Nasdaq on the same idea. Let's start. Maybe I should start from there because if you guys these purple lines, these purple boxes from the previous stuff we had where I expect a continuation block. So for me, what I define as a continuation block is if an expansion is closing above a previous expansion. So a bullish expansion is this green box. If you're closing above it, then it's just my theory. I believe that if we close above a previous expansion, then sometimes in the future we should have a down candle. So it's like the opposite of an OB block, if this of another block. If price is bullish, so if price is bullish, we should have this. We trace CST go up, we trace CST go up and continue in the direction. So I'm tracking whatever box, whatever candle is coming back down. And so in all these purple boxes are places where I expected a red candle to form. Of course, market died, but I didn't believe this was going to get here until one of my friends mentioned the fact that price could get there. And it was beautiful that it got to the last 1 year there, at least in this area of price. And we are here. This was the from there to here, from like through when we expanded outside of this range here. This was the last place that I could expect a continuation block, and price came there, put this down, CST it, and went up. And the same
So
way, reverse. Okay, please.
what's your invalidation when it comes to these continuation blocks? So if you had your previous expansion, you
Mhm.
have where you expect price to come down to put a down candle. So
Mhm.
what will make you say this is actually overwhelmingly bearish?
Very
So
good
what's your
question.
invalidation?
Very good question, really. Um, to be honest, as of now, I use an opposing candle, an opposing continuation block for my invalidation. Because as much as I believe in the principle of it, and honestly, this is part of the reasons also why I share every Sunday,
Yeah,
because I feel like if someone sees something, maybe they can share also like, oh, I saw what you're missing. This week I did
yeah,
a lot of sharing and I saw many things really. There's many smart guys in the group. So part of my invalidation, what I realized this week when I was studying was, usually on the lower time frame, is to use an opposing candle, an opposing CB as an invalidation. And this is my idea. If we have a range
Yeah,
of price and we believe that this range of price is efficient, let's assume it is efficient because that's the easiest answer. That means price
yeah,
can either expand up or expand down. We do not know. We can only
yeah,
anticipate what it is. So if I have, let's say this is a CB somewhere there, that if we CST this guy, I would buy, for instance. And in the
mhm,
opposite direction, I have a CB2, a continuation block. If we CST it, I will sell.
yeah,
That means that even though this is very big, it means if I'm buying, my first invalidation should be down there. This is very big example, of course.
yeah,
And if it fails, all right, I'm wrong, and price is not continuing up because I'm saying I believe price will continue in the direction it is continuing. It is going rather until otherwise. So on the group, for instance, I was discussing with I can't remember his name, is it Camaro? Current, we're just talking. This is a daily, for instance, on the Nasdaq.
yeah.
This is in the last, since July, we've only had 1, 2, 3 until this week, 4. 4 expansions, 4 bearish expansions. In the same time, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 expansions forward.
Yeah.
This is not bearish.
Mhm.
Weekly, there's nothing. This is we've not had a weekly expansion since March. This is
Yeah.
the only time we even had an expansion closing below an expansion. Before that was in September of last year on the weekly.
Yeah.
There's nothing there that says Nas wants to
Bearish.
buy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when I have all those things behind me, it kind of, okay, on the daily is not looking at it, but let's track the daily. Let me turn this off. Let me turn this on. Same principle. We've done this in the past. We said expansion, CB. This closed above this, no CB. So yellow box means that we're expecting a red candle. We've
Sorry,
been
where'd you
going up.
draw your box from?
No. I don't. It's just there is no nothing. It's just arbitrary. It's just for me to know. There's no depth. There's nothing. I just put it at the high of the expansion. So
Okay, so it's not like
expansion
from
ended
the
there.
candle to. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So it's just okay.
Yeah. This is just a box, just for me to know that I'm expecting something. Yeah, it could be a line. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
So I
all
put
right,
it at
makes
the
sense.
eye of the candle, but a second, because this expansion we are closing above it. So something is needed here.
Yeah,
We close above this. Yeah. So just delete the ones in the middle and just see it from there. Something might be there. This expansion, it looks like a gap. This should be there. Nothing. But let's start here. This close above this red candle is our continuation block. So if we just draw it out in time so that we just know what is there.
why that one and not the one before it?
Okay. 1 minute. Bullish continuation block. So my rule, what I observe is that in order to prevent false positive, if we want, let's put it this way. If we have an OB, so this is a range, and OB is the first close, right? Below that range, right?
Yeah,
The rejection block would be a week. So if this is
yeah,
the block, this would be like the first one is like a week into it. This would be like an inverse, because your continuation block is like an inverse of your, it's like an inverse in quote. I'm quoting the of your other block. This
yeah,
guy is weakened into this old expansion. It's been rejected.
yeah.
When the first close into the expansion, this weaks into it, this closed into it. This is a body inside the high of this expansion. So I want a body close of the opposing candle that closed below this line. So if I remove this box for a minute, this did not close, this closed. So if we
So you're mainly looking for the close below the last expansion high.
below the, yes, if we are below, yes, if we are going up. So in this instance,
Okay.
this guy. For the bearish scenario, we have a bearish, this is just an OB.
Yeah,
OB, this is not a continuation block. So if I move this up, next expansion, we expanded above it here. The second expansion closed above the eye of this old expansion here. So this one, this is a continuation block. This closed above this. This is the second, this was a candle that closed back into the eye of this. This is a continuation block.
so then how do you differentiate between validating an order block above a previous expansion versus this is your continuation block?
Okay, because, sorry, repeat the question just so I get it.
So with your continuation block idea and it needing to close below the last expansion
Yeah.
high,
Mhm.
sometimes that closure could also be a validation of an OB to go down. So my
Down.
question
Yeah.
is, how
Yes.
do you
Yes.
differentiate between both of them?
Very lovely question. The thing is, at the end of the day, I'm reading from left to right. So I'm trying to think which one happened first. And additionally, this recent week, I started playing with the ideas of expansion,
Yeah,
of range, of efficiency. So the question is just which one happened first, nothing more. If you remember, then on the group in the Telegram, Kish gave us this delivery with trading EOs, timed EOs during the days of 84-minute cycle. If this is your EO, it says you want what? A 30-bar close above your EO that is independent of the EO. And then same thing below, you want a return back to this EO, and then you wait for, is it a trigger candle? The first CST that happens, either to buy or to sell. And so that's almost a thing. So in that instance, I just wait
Can
for
you
the
repeat
first
that
one.
process, please? Sorry, I was
No,
trying
no
to follow.
problem.
So
If you
sorry.
have an EO, this was
Yeah.
it's on the Telegram channel. And we have this here. So let's say this is the EO candle. You want the first
Yeah.
3-bar candle,
Above it.
3-bar swing above the EO, where the EO candle
Yeah.
is not part of it. So first candle, second candle. And then you want the same thing in the opposite direction. First
To
candle.
form your dealer range.
Yes, to form like a dealing range, exactly. And then you want to retrace back, like you have to close this loop. So close the loop of the EO.
That line there that we started from is your EO open.
Exactly. Something like that. It's like the EO open. It's like this from year to year must be efficient. So not necessarily EO open. It just means that from year to year, there is every red candle as a
There's
green
an
candle.
efficiency. Yeah.
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 And then once that happens, you want to buy, you have what guys are calling then as a trigger candle. It could be a sell, so the first CST down, or it could be a buy. That was just mechanically done. You could then have like a nuance to it because price is not just CST and buy to the upside. Sometimes the CST might be for a buy, but the market is not bullish.
By the way, not to divert from the topic, but in that thing, the EO thing, swing high and swing low, above and below EO, wicks don't count. It has to be like full proper swings.
Okay.
What do you mean wicks don't count?
Like if we wick above the EO candle and then let's say the EO candle is a bullish candle, we wick above it and then we drop and we create a swing low, that means you only have a swing low. So that wick above the EO open doesn't count.
Doesn't. Oh, okay.
So are you trying to say you've got your EO candle, you've wicked above it, but you close bearish below it, and then you form a swing? So you're saying you don't have a swing point until you either come back above, produce 2 more candles, obviously above the EO high. Would that? Sorry, can I annotate?
Absolutely.
So I just want to be sure that. How do I do this? Where's the annotate button? Sorry guys, I'm a bit of a. Oh, there it is. So we're saying EO. Okay, let me change that color to red. So we're saying this is EO open or high or whatever. We get a wick there, but we've closed bearish like this. So now my question is, this wick here, this is the first candle after EO. If we get something like this and this, does this 3-bar count as a swing high?
No, it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It has to be like a proper swing high. That wick doesn't count as a swing high.
This wick doesn't count.
Is the first candle there EO or is the line?
No,
EO?
so this line is EO. This line here is EO.
Right.
So are you saying this wick here does not count as the first part of the 3-bar swing?
No. That's not what I'm saying. Sorry. Okay, maybe you misheard me. So I'm going to annotate on your chart, Olu.
Yeah.
No problem. Take your time.
So you see, okay, so let's say you see this candle right here, right?
The bullish one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say, just for conversation, that is your EO candle. Okay.
Yeah.
This right here doesn't count as your swing high. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that, but my question following up that was, if this was the first candle in what was going to be a swing high, so if you had another candle here and then another one here,
that would be a swing high. Yeah, that would be a swing high.
Okay, cool. Well, we're part of this. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. All right. Sorry, Ollie.
No, please. No. That is, I'm also learning. I don't know trade EOS, but if anybody's really interested in EOS, he might not like it. But there's the guy KX He will like it. He's a very
Yeah,
good.
KX. Yeah,
Yeah,
KX.
I need to message him because
He's the king
with
of
my
EO.
with my studies and my research and watching a lot of what Kish says, like it really makes me remember EO because I feel like we all trade it, but we all see it as something different.
Yeah.
Because even with your whole continuation block idea, I'm seeing as you're talking about EO. The way you don't like
Yeah.
an expansion, not closing outside of an expansion, that's the relationship between sponsor legs and EOs.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like we can't ignore EO. Like it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Kish did say it a while back. Like it is the framework, it's the basic of everything that he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with it. We have about 6 minutes left. If someone else has like something, we can join a new one. But so I did not take too much of your time. I'll just go to the hourly because in case we do not have to do, and I'll just share something. This is because why not? This is not going to output it. You might not get what I'm about. It's a walk-in theory, so please don't kill me if it fails. And you might not get it every time, but I was looking at. I have a feeling if you can catch one per week, it's more than enough for, especially if you have it on more pairs. And the idea is simple, or the concept is like seeing like dark pool. So if we have an expansion, just like the principle, it's based on the principle of continuation blocks. So really, I'm looking at continuation blocks. If anybody sees anything on continuation blocks and want us to discuss it further, really just let me know. I really think there is something there because that saves you from problems. So if a continuation block, once again, the definition, when you close above an expansion, I'm expecting, it's not a must, it's just an anticipation of what can happen. So when we close above this, with this expansion, I expected that sometimes in the future, it happened almost a week later, we would have this red candle, like magic, a continuation block. I'll put different ones there. When we close above this, on this, I cut through candles, depending. We have for this, for the bearish side, when we closed below this with a different expansion, that is the continuation block. You see, we CST there and price died. But the question was always, especially when you're on the lower time frame, is how do I know? And that was the difficulty with continuation blocks was for me. So like on the 1 minute, you get a lot of it. On the 4 minutes, like on lower time frame, you get a lot of it. How do I know which one to choose or which one to trust? Or why can I just say, okay, simple CST of this specific candle means that price is going down?
Hello,
Hello, the man with the
crystal ball.
with the crystal ball. Yeah. So let's say, for instance, is it possible for anyone to share Zoom link? This is 3 minutes.
Yeah, I could share one.
All right.
Okay. Well, my
All right.
laptop's quite slow, so I'll share one and then
I would
I'll
stop
just give you
this
guys.
and we can join
Yeah.
that because so that I will just explain the concept in one video so that anybody wants to watch it's easy. And yes. And James, after we still need to talk. There's something.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna leave now and set out the new one.
Okay. All right, we can stop this and we can join the next one that it puts there.